So if you want to take out that gun and badge, I'm happy to scrap with you one day. You want to do it, let's do it. Let me know, buddy.
That is not a crime, and you're telling me to get out of my vehicle.
If you didn't know, I went to the police academy and they kicked me out.
That's my purse! I don't know you!
Spit me on my face right now! She spit in my face!
In today's video, we have a babbling bird brain who travels to the post office in South Carolina to make an audit, but is rejected and has his feelings hurt and calls the Postal Supervisor. Enjoy.
All right, I'm here in Columbia, South Carolina, United States Post Office. Well, look at here.
Frauditors who harass people in the post office love to zoom in on poster 7, but they don't really understand it. If you look at the DHS directive in the middle of this screen, which supersedes everything that's listed on poster 7, it says that commercial photography and videotaping. Now, since you are being paid by YouTube, this would be commercial videotaping. It says right there, you must have written prior authorization before you record. Case closed. I don't know why the Frauditor felt the need to place this in his video. I thought there might not be a sufficient number of commas in the poster 7, but I went back and looked at it and it contains all the requisite commas. So what is he talking about? Perhaps he attended the Glen Serio School of Grammar and English.
I've actually studied English, and I have over a 400 level education in English.
Yes. Now, you're not aware of your poster 7?
No, what are you recording though?
Oh, well, I'm recording
I
you.
didn't give you permission to record me, so I know you can't.
Do I need your permission?
Yeah. You
Since
can't
when?
record you definitely can't record me without my.
Really? Who told you that?
Yeah.
You're not aware of your rules and regulations? You got a 2016 poster out there. It's been up there for 6 years.
So help me understand. Let me just.
Yeah. Check with your postmaster.
A few moments later.
I want to show them their rules and regulations, but they won't come out and look at it. Pretty good. You work here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how you doing? Can I get your name?
No, you cannot. Are you with the media?
Well, I'm not answering any questions if you're not going to give me your name. Who are you?
You've been
You're not even in uniform.
You've been told to leave the press.
No, I haven't.
That's not what they told me.
I don't even know who you are. Do you?
Okay, I'm a postal inspector.
You're a postal inspector.
Yes,
Oh, you
sir.
are? Oh,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Let me see that again.
Leave the property right
May
now.
may I see that again?
No, you may not. You've been told.
Is
that
that a
you're
real badge?
trespassing. Yeah, I'm a federal agent. You
You're
are
a federal
trespassing.
agent?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
what is your name, sir?
Leave the
You're a
property.
federal. If you are a real federal agent, you will give me your name.
You will leave the property, or you will be detained and arrested by the City of Columbia Police.
Really?
Yes.
And you're a postal inspector?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And can I get a badge number?
6087.
6087. And who is your supervisor?
Steve Stebbins.
Steve Stebbins.
Okay, most excellent. You have all the information you need, but will you leave the post office? Let's watch and see what happens next.
Oh, is that like a law? Oh, what law is that? Funny, because I've never heard about that.
Okay, well, if you're telling me to leave, I'll leave.
I've been told that you were already told to leave.
No, nobody's told me to leave.
We didn't ask you to leave.
No, ma'am.
I did.
No, you did not. I wanted to show you your rules and regulations. Are you aware of the rules and
Yeah,
regulations?
I have them right here, actually.
Great, okay.
You're not allowed to film in a post office.
Okay,
unless
where
you
does it
give
say
permission.
that? Where does it say that?
says photographing for news, advertising, or commercial purposes. Photographs for news purposes may be taken to interest lobbies.
There you go.
Or auditoriums when used for public meetings. Are you having a public meeting?
No,
you are not.
read that again now. You're a postal
or
inspector?
when you're told by security force personnel or authorized
Okay, you
personnel,
are security force personnel.
leave the premises.
Okay.
You are trespassing.
Okay, I'll leave it.
Okay.
Can you talk to me outside?
No.
I think you need to reread that because you're misreading that. But if you're a postal inspector, I will leave.
I'm a postal inspector, and I've asked you to leave 3 times
Okay,
already.
I'm leaving. And what do I have? Do I have to leave the lobby?
You have to leave the property.
I have to leave the whole property.
Yes, Frauditor, you have to leave the entire property. But will you leave? Will you leave? Will you please leave?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to follow up with your supervisor. I'm going to get you trained on the rules and regulations.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'll say the same thing.
Okay. Wow. A postal inspector doesn't even know the rules and regulations here.
Of course, being the whiny crybaby frauditor that he is, he got in touch with the postal inspector's supervisor. And what follows is a conversation between the two. And you can tell that the supervisor has no love at all for this frauditor. Enjoy the conversation.
Postal Inspector Stebbins.
Mr. Stebbins. Hey, this is Brian. I was returning your call. I guess I left you a message Friday about an incident that occurred there Friday afternoon. Yeah, are you aware of that?
I was told that there was a customer that was filming in the lobby, but that was it. Is that what you were calling about?
Yes, sir. I just had a few questions.
Sure, what's your question?
Well, I had an individual, he identified himself as a postal inspector in plain clothes, and he didn't identify himself. He flashed a badge.
Okay.
And he told me that he threatened to detain me and arrest me and told me I was trespassing.
Oh, you poor thing. How terrible. You were threatened to be detained and arrested? Oh, you're going to need a safe space, sweetheart. Are you okay?
And I was just wanting to know, is that a federal agent? He said that you were his supervisor also.
Yeah, he's a federal agent.
Okay, and what is his name?
Why do you need to know his name? It's my understanding that you did not tell him your name. Is that correct?
He didn't ask for my name.
That's not the report I received, but he did. He identified himself as a federal agent. It's my understanding he gave you his badge number, which
He did.
is compliant with our policies.
Okay, so he's within policy. All right.
Yep.
And is he aware of the rules and regulations on postal property regarding First Amendment protected activity?
All right. Well, see, you've got two things there. One is he's aware of the rules and regulations the Postal Service sets forward. There's not specific rules regarding First Amendment.
Oh, dearie me. It sounds like you're getting an education, Frauditor. Please pay attention and take notes.
Activity. There's no outline that says this is what's protected by the First Amendment. So there are no postal rules that are stipulating First Amendment rights. There are rules stipulating behavior on the Postal Service that have limitations to come from the First Amendment. But there's no First Amendment rules by the Postal Service.
Okay, well,
obviously the First Amendment's in the Constitution, right?
Yeah, I'm not an attorney, so, you know, I do know that the rules that says photographs for news purposes may be taken in lobbies, and that's where I was, and I think he thought I was in an auditorium.
No, I mean, I think he knew you were in a lobby, sir. He asked you if you were media, and you said you were not.
No, that's not true.
You could not be reporting the news, if that's the case. Here are the rules as they are stipulated. Yes, that on the page where it states that that news media for news purposes can film, but no filming can be done behind the counter line. No filming can be done of any transactions between a clerk and a customer.
Well, there you have it, sonny boy. Does that answer your question? Oh, it must not, because your conversation went on for another 15 minutes. Of course, we're not going to play that entire conversation.
Right.
And no one can abstract affect or obstruct, I guess what I'm trying to say, the ingress or egress of customers. So it also says that Postal Security personnel or anyone else that works for the Postal Service can ask you to leave. And it's my understanding that you were asked. But, I mean,
yes.
it doesn't matter. If you want to come to the lobby and film signs and film customers, you can. You can't film transactions. You cannot film behind the counter line.
Right. Now, when you say behind the counter line, you can't point a camera towards the counter line? Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
So, do Postal employees, do they have, do I need their permission to record them?
You don't have their permission. It's not permission that they can grant. You can't film them. You cannot film behind the counter line. So it doesn't mean that you're standing behind the counter line, because obviously you're not allowed back there. But you can't stand in the lobby and point your camera behind the counter line.
All post office frauditors really need to hear what this postal inspector is saying. Yeah, and they would stop this bloody nonsense. Now, we're going to skip ahead through the conversation. Like I said, it's another 15 minutes, and we don't want to listen to 15 minutes of nonsense.
But if you don't have any more questions, right? Again, you can do whatever you want to do with your free time, and that's fine. I don't really understand your motivation or the fact that you would have this much free time. But now you're kind of encroaching on my time. I think I've asked all your questions. You can photograph inside the post office lobby as long as you don't, 1, photograph behind the counter line, 2, photograph customer transactions, or 3, impede ingress and egress of customers and employees.
Okay. The first one you said.
Those are the rules.
Okay. So you're saying that you can trespass my eyes?
Sir, I'm saying you can't video, so I don't know about your eyes. So I'm not talking about your eyes. We're talking about videoing. Okay.
It's.
So you don't really have any more questions.
I do.
The same question, and I answer the question, sir. So unless you have something else to ask besides the same question for a fifth time, I don't. If you want to ask the same question over and over, I don't think you get a different answer. I'm not sure, but.
Pardon me, sir, but if you allow me to explain, that's what frauditors do. They ask the same questions over and over because their tiny pea brain cannot comprehend what you're saying. I hope that clears it up for you, sir.
I'm going to answer the same question the same way. You keep asking the same question. Do you have anything else to ask?
I don't think this agent understands the rules and regulations.
Right, well, I'll make sure to go over the rules.
Can you do that, please? Because I think he was misreading that. And I'm not going to call him a liar, but he's not being completely honest with you about what occurred there, because I have it all recorded.
Okay.
I've recorded the whole incident. Is there an agreement between the post office and the City of Columbia Police Department to give the Columbia Police Department authority on federal property?
Yes.
Oh, there is? And how could I find that? What is that called?
You could do a FOIA request to the City of Columbia Police Department if you wish.
And what would it be? What would I ask for?
That, sir, you'll have to figure on your own. I don't know.
Oh, dearie me, Mr. Postal Inspector, you're asking quite a bit of a frauditor to figure it out on his own. He doesn't possess the mental capacity to figure it out on his own. He's going to need help from Glenn Serio. What do you have to say about that, Glenda?
But you're sure that there is an agreement?
Yes. I'm
Okay.
sure there's an agreement.
Okay.
But I don't know what that agreement's called, and nor does it matter. I just know that if 911 call is called in the City of Columbia at the post office, the City of Columbia PD will respond.
Okay. Well, it kind of does matter, because he was threatening to arrest me or have me arrested by the City of Columbia for...
I don't think he was threatening anything. Again,
He did. He did. He said that if I did not leave, that he would detain me, and he would have the...
That's not a threat. He threatened you no physical harm. That's not a threat.
Well, an arrest is physical.
Sir, he was stating the facts. That's
Right.
not a threat.
He intimidated me. He intimidated me.
Well, I mean, that's subjective, and I guess in the eyes of the beholder, but...
Right.
Either way, sir, he asked you to leave, you refused. He asked you your name, you refused. He asked you to be, you said no.
That's not true.
Oh, come on, Inspector. Can't you tell the poor boy's been traumatized? He's going to need his mommy and a safe space for a long time. Oh, you're just a mean old inspector.
You were asked to leave. Either way, right? It doesn't matter.
Well, it does matter.
I will go over the rules with him as you requested, but
okay. I don't know your procedures, so I don't work for the federal government, so I don't know. I just know what he's telling you is not true.
All right. Well, sir, I will look into it, and I appreciate you calling me and letting me know that this happened.
Okay.
And we
So,
will look into it.
I have one more question. If I return to that lobby, is this agent going to threaten and intimidate me and accuse me of trespassing and detain me and have me arrested?
I don't know, sir. It depends on your actions. It really does.
Well, my actions are going to be lawful.
Sir, if you act in a lawful manner, then there would be no reason to do that. But if you act in an unlawful manner, then yes, you will probably be detained.
Okay, Friday.
So that applies to every single American citizen or non-American citizen. Anybody that walks in the post office lobby anywhere in the world.
These dim-witted morons operate by the Constitution and don't have any respect for policies. Policy is not law. Well, it gets you kicked out of the post office, Junior, and you want to push the issue? Keep on going.
Who acts lawfully will be treated as a lawful person. Who acts unlawfully there will be ramifications, possibly arrest, depends on the unlawful activity.
Don't federal agents have to act lawfully as well?
Yes, sir. Are you saying he acted unlawfully? Is this another complaint you have?
I do, because what I...
Unlawfully. What law did he violate then?
The First Amendment. You know, I was conducting a First Amendment protected. You laughed, sir, but I'm protected by the First Amendment.
I appreciate it.
Well, it's frustrated that I go into it on federal property.
Your First Amendment thing, all right, that's fine. You obviously have a lot of free time on your hands. You want to do this, that is fine. Go ahead and do whatever you want to do and film stuff in the lobby. As long as you don't do the three things that I've said 5 times, I'm not going to mention again because you're wasting my breath at this juncture.
Okay.
I appreciate that you called and had a complaint. We will address the complaint as we do all complaints.
And can you do one other thing?
The postal supervisor has been trying to end this phone call for several minutes, and the Frauditor keeps saying, I just have one more thing, one more question, one more thing. And shut your bloody mouth because the phone conversation is about to end abruptly.
Can you inform the postal employees of Poster 7, specifically photographs for news purposes may be taken in interested lobbies, foyers, and corridors lawfully, and that...
Sir, they're aware of the rules.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Because I have it recorded here.
And I guess you're doing everyone a great service by letting them all know. But
well, I think they need to be educated.
Apparently, you don't have a job to do. We all have jobs to do. We're going to do those jobs, sir. And you have now taken a lot of my time, so we're past exercising your First Amendment. Now you're encroaching on my time. I've answered your questions. I've answered your one more question 6 different times. So I hesitate to ask you if you have anything else because I don't really want to continue this conversation.
Well, I appreciate
your time, sir, and I will take your complaints into consideration. Thank you very much, and have a great day.
All right. Well, I take the First Amendment very seriously.
What the hell was that bloody palaver all about? Oh, he rambled on that phone call, and I cut out 12 minutes of that conversation. If you enjoy watching and listening to these morons make a fool of themselves, please subscribe to my channel. I have a never-ending supply of videos I would love to share with everyone. No doubt about that. As always, thanks so much for stopping by. Cheers to that.